Church in Troy, Ohio. Trusting that your day and this weekend is going to be a good weekend for you, and hope that it'll be a blessing to you. I want to give you something real quick today, and hopefully be a help to you throughout the weekend. And by the way, we will not be having devotions on Saturday or on Sunday, but we'll pick back up on Monday. And if you could be in your place on Sunday, be in your church on Sunday, be faithful. And if you do not have a home church, we'd love to have you come by and visit with us if you could at 1045 Monroe Concord Road here in Troy. Let me give you something here today. You know, when God emphasizes something in the Bible, there's an importance to it. There's something that we need to take note concerning it. And let me just turn this down just a little bit. So one of the words that is emphasized 129 times. Now, there's other phrases that will also go along with this, but when we look at this, the one word, the word tongue, all right, Tongue. And when we look at that word, tongue, God uses that word 129 times. Now, not all the references to that word is concerning what we're going to talk about today. However, the word tongue is emphasized quite a bit throughout the scripture. And so we read in the book of Proverbs, this is Solomon writing down these things in the book of Proverbs in chapter number 1 and in verse number 21, all right? Proverbs chapter number 1 and Proverbs 18 and verse number 21, it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And let me just give you the ending of that verse and what he's saying. He's basically saying, and we say it in one word today, we say karma, all right? They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. In other words, how we are speaking to someone else, it'll come back to us, all right? How we use our tongue, how we use our conversation, it'll eventually come back to us. So, but he says here, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Well, what does he mean by that? What does he mean by death and life are in the power of the tongue? You know what I mean? That means that I can literally put someone to death by my tongue? Well, to a degree, if you're a judge and you are giving out a sentence, then yes. And you can also preserve their life. But when it comes to a daily application, it means that we have the ability to take someone's life or add to their life emotionally, as far as their spirit for that day. If I speak to someone in a very wrongful way, if I tear them down, then you know what I'm doing? I'm taking their life. You know, if I say something early in the morning, have you ever been this way? You know, if you're married and then you've done this, and don't tell me you haven't. You can email me and confess it. But you have said something to one another in the beginning of the day, the very first thing in the morning. Something just took place, and you had a few words back and forth, and you know what happened? It ruined the day, did it not? It just ruined the day. It ruined the morning until one come to the other, said, listen, I said some things out of line. I said something that I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have said it that way. And by the way, it's not always what you say, okay? Now get this. It's how you say it. All right? I could tell you I love you, and I could say it in a very, very sensitive way and emotional way. And I could just say, I love you. I love you. Or I can say, I love you in a very hateful way. It depends on how you say it. So it's not always the words. It's also how you say some things. So, when we talk about we have the power of life and death, we have the power to tear them down, or we have the power to build them up. We have the power to encourage them that day, to bless them that day, to let them feel better instead of worse. I would rather someone come to me and encourage me and exhort me, and that I might walk in such a happy state for that day or for that week. I enjoy seeing others and hearing others give testimony or speak of others concerning how they bless them and been on their heart and just praying for them. And what a joy that is. And it's a wonderful thing when folks come to me, and I like to go to them and tell them the same thing. You've been a real blessing to me. That's building them up. That's helping them in their spirit. And our words, and we have to be very careful on choosing our words, is very powerful. One of the verses in Proverbs as well is Proverbs 25, verse 11. Proverbs 25, verse 11 says, "A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver." Apples of gold in pictures of silver. What does that mean? It means that, okay, let me just illustrate it this way. If I was to take a basket of gold apples, all right, and I was to throw them in a mud pit, they just don't fit there, do they? That's not their environment. That's not where they belong. If I was to take those apples of gold and I was to put them alongside the road, alongside an old McDonald's cup and some Mountain Dew bottle that's laying there, they don't belong there. You understand what I'm saying? But they do belong in a picture of silver. They do belong in a setting that is according to what they are. So our words are powerful, and they should be in their place. They ought to be in their environment, and they ought to be a place where they are seen as that's where they fit. So when we're ready to use some words and ready to speak a phrase, maybe we ought to say, wait a minute, is this going to fit here? Is this the environment? Is this the setting where I should use this phrase or use these words or speak this way? Because if I use them in a way, I can tear them down if I use them wrongfully, or I can build them up. You know, this includes your wife, it includes your husband, it includes your kids, your friends, your coworkers, your family, whoever it is. We need to evaluate. Really, we need to evaluate how we use our tongue. How we use our tongue. We can build someone up, or we can put someone down. James 3:5 says, "Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. How great a matter a little fire kindleth." You know, when our words are out of sort, when our words are out of their environment, or improper in volume, improper, or the choice of using certain words, it can spark and become very harmful. It can spark a fire that's very difficult to put out. Your words, my words, our words will affect someone today. May we use our words to encourage and not tear down. May we use our words to lift someone up, to exhort them, to maybe give them a day that is full of life instead of hurting them. Listen, if God emphasizes the tongue, then maybe we ought to pay attention. Hey, this is Greg Steinke, the pastor of Calvary Baptist Church. Do me a favor. I'd like to see more shares on our videos, and love to see if you could help me out with this. I hope to see 50 shares. Can we do that? Can you be a part of this? You be a part of this, and let's share this 50 times. And so we can get this out. I know we've had 100, some videos over 300 views. And so if everybody that views this, if you would just click that share button, and let's get the word out. Let's get a small devotion out to others, and let's be a blessing to others, okay? But would you do that? Hey, come by and visit us. If you have questions, please contact me, pastor@calvarytroy.com. Love to hear from you. Please like and share. Become part of our media family here at Calvary Baptist Church. And listen, again, I'll see you on Monday. Or I'll see you here at the church, or see you online. Lord bless you.